ask if Eddie has done his punishment, because he also had one, I believe it was something about telling jokes or something. Anyway, that's all. Love the show.
Yeah, he has to go tell jokes in public. Why haven't you done your punishment?
Oh, I talked to Scuba. I'm like, hey, how do you want me to do this? You want me to like just go do it and record it, or do you want to do this live on the air? And so he said, I don't know. Let me ask Bobby. I'm like, all right.
We've already had this talk. You just go record it.
Oh, he never told me that.
So it's on him. You're putting the blame on him.
Well, I mean, I checked up on him. Like, you guys act like there's a punishment, and I just sat there and didn't do it. I've been like, hey, what do you want me to do?
You got till the end of next week.
Okay.
Or it gets doubled.
Whoa.
That means you do it nude.
Wow.
Whoa.
Okay.
Put me in jail, dude.
All right, here we go. Next one.
Morning, studio. I wanted to give a shout out to Mike D. I am a high school teacher, and my students are currently doing a movie review unit, and I played one of his podcast episodes to my class to show them what a spoiler-free review sounds like, and it was awesome. Thank you so much for all that you do. We appreciate you. We love listening to you.
Hey, thanks for the call. Guys, check out Movie Mike's movie podcast. There you have it. Time for the news.
Bobby's Big
Stories.
What's the deal with airplanes? Why don't they fly?
What's going on now?
Well, there's another one. A Boeing 757, it lost its nose wheel, the one that comes down underneath the front of the plane when it lands, right before taking off in Atlanta on Saturday.
Oh, no.
It was a Delta Airlines plane that was preparing to fly when the nose wheel came off and rolled down the hill.
What?
Here's audio of the unidentified pilot alerting the pilot of the lost wheel. So it's like a different pilot who sees it. Go ahead.
Delta 982, this is the aircraft looking at you. One of your nose tires just came off. It just rolled off the runway behind you. Delta 982, tower, sounds like we've got a problem.
Officials confirm one tire on that Boeing 757 separated. It rolled down an embankment. The plane was taken off the taxiway.
What the crap's happening with planes?
How does he not notice the plane, the wheels gone?
Well, I think they're like
under the plane.
And they're like multiple, right? There's not just one inner tube.
So can you land with just a missing tire?
You probably could, but there's a reason there are multiple, because you probably shouldn't.
Okay.
But the fact that wheels are just rolling off?
Yeah.
Are we not looking at airplanes?
I don't know.
I mean, if it was missing a few bolts, who cares, right?
Well, those bolts aren't there anyway. Sometimes those bolts aren't in every slot. But the wheels, you got to have the wheels. There are 2 or 3 of those things on the front.
I like how he goes, I think we got a problem.
Well, also, the guy
you think?
that's in the planes, like, am I being pranked right now? One of my wheels just fell off the plane? See, I told you this flying was no good. I told you guys early on that it seemed fishy that metal could go that high. And now, finally, it's all coming back around. Chris Young's lawyer, which, by the way, Chris Young sings like, oh, no, somebody get the no. His lawyer demands that charges be dropped after a new video raises questions about the arrest. Walk me through briefly, Lunchbox, what we talked about yesterday with Chris Young.
So Chris Young was at a bar in Nashville, and I guess the Alcohol Commission came in to check everybody's ID to make sure they were legal age to be in the bar, doing a security check. Chris Young, I guess, had a back and forth with them. They left that bar, the security did, and went to the bar next door. Chris Young and his people, friends, whatever, followed them over there, and an altercation took place where Chris Young pushed one of the people, then he was arrested.
He had punched him in the arm or shoulder, right?
Yeah, kind of put him in like the left shoulder, kind of.
The officer said the word struck him in the arm.
But anytime you touch an officer, I think it's
well,
called
we had
struck.
the theory that a slug bug just drove by.
Right.
And he was like, slug bug! And it really wasn't any sort of assault. It was just a game that we all play.
So now there's videos.
So I'm watching the video now.
Yeah, you see the video.
But why would... Dang, Chris Young takes a little spill here.
Yeah, because the guy shoves Chris Young pretty good.
Yeah.
But my thing is, why was he touching him in the first place? Like,
why travel and go find them again?
Why go find them? Just they're gone. Leave them alone.
Why
Who
have
cares?
a problem with them initially? I don't.
Like they're just doing their job.
Young was charged with assaulting an officer, resisting arrest, and disorderly conduct at Doghouse Saloon. Surveillance video doesn't seem to show Young striking the officer, according to his lawyer.
I'm like, if you watch it, he puts his arm out like, "Whoa, where do you think you're going?" to the officer.
He does touch him.
He does touch him.
Right, Morgan, when you say it kind of looks.
But
like
does he struck him?
Yeah,
I don't know.
it kind of looks like he just goes.
Oh,
like
I
this.
see that. He does push him.
Yeah, he's kind of like, "Hey, where do you think you're going?" Like he's going to stop the officer from going to do whatever.
He does grab the officer.
Yeah, he's
like
puts
on the shoulder. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
That's not a slug bug.
Definitely not.
I also wouldn't say struck.
I wouldn't say struck either. That's what I'm saying. But I think anytime you touch an officer, they say struck.
Is that right?
But I would say it's like a referee. You can't grab a referee.
I just don't put your hands on him.
You can't grab an officer. When asked for comment on the situation, a spokesperson for TABC said, the matter is pending in Davidson County General Sessions Court. Fox News. See, this is the kind of controversy that's fine to be in because nobody got hurt. Nobody got anything stolen from them.
And everyone's talking about you.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's not.
I mean, it's kind of losery.
Positive.
No, yeah, it's kind of losery, but it's still like good talk.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
It's not a big. Nobody. It wasn't like he's drunk driving or anything where he could have hurt somebody.
Yeah.
He went and tried to fight a alcohol commission guy.
A guy checking IDs.
Or what? I just don't know why they went over to chase him down after.
And that's why when I read the story originally and I was like, he was arrested at Doghouse, I was like, whoa, something's going on because he's never at Doghouse. He's always at Tin Roof.
Tin Roof, yeah.
And then I read he was at Tin Roof and left and followed them to Doghouse.
Get him to Doghouse. we only know what we've read. So we don't really know anything else. But I would say that's not a struck.
No, not
but
a
I
struck.
would say you still can't grab an officer.
Yeah, just leave him alone.
And secondly, don't go to another place to find him.
Right.
Now you're looking for trouble.
I don't. Yeah.
Now you're in the doghouse.
I hope he shares more details. Like.
What other details?
No, I didn't strike that cop.
I don't know. I need to know more.
No.
It's like, come on. How old is he? He's our age?
40s,
ish,
yeah.
right? And you're following like.
Well, okay, you're at Tin Roof every night.
Yeah.
A little different.
Yeah,
Follow the TABC.
We weren't there, so.
I know, but I'm saying. He's 38. All right. CIA continues an online campaign to recruit Russian spies and says it's working.
Wow.
The CIA has released another video aimed at recruiting Russian officials who are less than pleased with their current leadership. And now the American Spy Agency says the campaign has helped them connect with potential sources in Russia. So basically, we're like.
What in the
but
world?
People are doing that with us, too.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Finding Americans who are
disgruntled.
Spying thing's odd. Because there are people that are so embedded that are from places that we have no idea, but they're embedded because they like went to elementary school and like were told this is what you do, be quiet, learn, position your. It was wild.
But how do you trust people? Like
In life, that's why I've been going to therapy, Eddie.
No, I mean, like, I could just say like, I hate my government, but you don't know that I really do. When you hire a spy, it's like, it's just, you don't really know.
Eddie, they're not looking for you. They're looking for people that are like inside the government that can have connections.
You think
but hire a spy. I don't know that it's really like that.
Oh, it's not hire a spy?
I don't think so.
I think you reach out to them usually and like, hey man, like I can get you this, this, and this.
And then you take that when they reach out to you with a little side eye anyway.
Oh, right.
Like you look at them like, why do you? Then you put them through the ringer.
So did they put that story out there to make us feel better, or what? Like,
or to
in
warn
sharing
Russia?
that,
Warn
yeah,
Russia.
Like, is it?
I think it's saying.
Because then Russia's going to get a lot. They're going to reach out to their people, and they're going to be like,
"You guys see the story?
Don't."
Yeah.
Look at this.
Did you see the story?
Do not.
If he
help
dies,
America,
if they die, they die.
Or you're dead.
I must break you.
Doctors discover a bizarre visual symptom as a telltale sign of Alzheimer's. So Alzheimer's is typically seen as a memory-robbing disease that presents initially forgetfulness, difficulty remembering recent events, and increased confusion. But lesser-known early warning signs are trouble judging distances, distinguishing between moving and stationary objects, and your writing worsening. Now, if I look at this here, I would think that Amy's 2/3 of the way in.
Oh.
I haven't seen her writing lately, but the trouble judging distances, car and body.
Depth perception.
Yeah, she'll walk into stuff or drive into stuff.
But yeah, I think it's just the way my eyes positioned or something.
Like you think it's your eye positioning?
Yeah.
Do you ask for help when you need it? That's the question.
Yeah.
Sort of. What about personal help? Because work, you're like, hey, can you help me do this? But what about if it's something in your personal life and you're struggling?
Depends what it is.
The average adult feels comfortable asking for help when they turn 27. People between 25 and 34 are the most likely to reach out to others when they need help, while those over 65 prefer to go it alone. The top reason people don't ask for help is they don't want to bother others.
Yeah.
I never ask for help. Even at like the grocery store. Can I help you find something? Nah, I'm good. I got
That's
it.
different.
What do you mean?
No, it's the same thing.
That's
It's the
just
exact same
grabbing
thing.
an orange.
But like even if I don't know
Or
where it is,
honeycombs.
I'm going
No.
to find it.
It's like I'm struggling with my mental health.
Or I'm having these thoughts, or like this is going on in my marriage.
Tell the grocery store person that.
Oh, got you. It's
Do you need
different.
help? Yes, I'm having these thoughts. The reasons it's terrible to be a workaholic. They tend to be the grumpiest people that you'll encounter. Researchers found that people addicted to work deep down aren't happy. Workaholics have a low mental well-being because of the guilt they feel constantly when they cannot work as much as they want. It's not that overworked. They just can't work as much as they want.
Who picked this story?
It was fed to me by Ray.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. There's probably a reason Ray fed it to me, though, if I'm being honest. I don't feel like I'm grumpy. I don't think grumpy is a word for me, unless it's early in the morning. Even then, I'm not like grumpy.
Okay, but let's say, I don't think you're grumpy either, but let's just say you didn't have work opportunities or work was slow or something.
I wouldn't be grumpy. I'd be sad.
Okay.
I had like the weirdest day, 2 days. And I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I got like really sucky, humbling, remind you that you suck news, and then I got a crazy offer to do something at the same time, same day. And so I'm just kind of like back to even.
But you don't suck. Just because you're not the right fit for something doesn't mean you suck.
It's not the right fit type thing.
Yeah, I'm just.
Yeah, it was. They gave away the You Suck Awards, and I won.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
So it really.
At least you won.
Yeah, you won something.
You'd rather you suck the
But
most.
It was a bizarre day because it all happened before I could even talk to my wife.
Oh.
And I was like, how'd you know, we try to be very purposeful about having at least like a 5 to 10 minute check-in each day. We're together a lot, but sometimes you don't check in or do things that are super personal, even if it's just you two, because you're watching a show or other stuff's happening. And I was talking to her about her day, and she's like, how's your day? I was like, well, had a couple things happen. And so I laid both of those out. She goes, what? All this happened today? I was like, yeah. She's like, dang.
Will you ever tell us?
I don't know.
Probably not.
Will I be alive in a month?
I don't know. I just didn't know if it was something like once it's not so fresh, or maybe you. You can't say anything
One
yet.
day. I can't say anything yet.
Okay.
But one day.
Can you say something about the sucky thing?
No.
Oh.
Not today.
Oh.
But one day. The question, why'd you want to know that one, though? To make you feel better? Like, why is that the one you were dying to know?
No. That's what it was.
You just want to know that, so you're like...
No, because most people that listen, why are you guys looking at me like I'm crazy?
Oh, you're trying to relate to the listeners that maybe
Yeah,
feel
because
something.
they think Bobby
for
gets
them.
everything that he wants.
I don't think anybody thinks that. I get like 1%.
That's what I'm saying. So this would be a good example of time to share people like when you get knocked down, but you get up again.
I did a whole book about
That's what
everything
I'm saying.
No, you're not saying anything. All
You
you're
said
saying, that's what I'm
Chumbawamba?
saying.
Yes,
You get more than 1%.
You think that it's like the iceberg on top of the water. You see the iceberg, but what you don't see is the miles and miles of the ice under the water that nobody else sees.
Yeah.
You have a pretty big iceberg,
But I
though.
still
yeah.
think you get a little more than that.
Less than 1%.
Wow. That's how you see
I make
it.
a note in my phone of everything, all my rejections.
Oh, what's the latest one?
What?
Latest
Why'd
rejection.
you laugh?
So you do have record that you think it's a 1%-ish.
Yeah, I'd say I'd probably go. Yeah, I have a note in my phone of rejections, like hard rejections that I get constantly.
But that's because you're going for things. We don't go for anything.
That's what I'm saying. You have to, and you have to be okay with it. You have to be
Yeah.
okay with
Yeah.
with being told no, or you're not good enough, or going, maybe I'm not good enough right now, so I've got to learn from this, or just resilience.
Right.
I think I don't really have much of a talent except for resilience. Like Chumbawamba did say it.
You
I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're
Never
never
gonna
going to
keep me down.
Yeah.
Did your therapist tell you to keep a log in your phone? Of
No,
your
it's probably
rejections?
unhealthy, but I keep a note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 things just this month.
That you
Wanna
got
name a
rejected?
Rejected, yeah.
It's January, first of the year, so that's
Hey.
your 2024 list.
Yeah.
Right, hit it. Rejected segments. Go ahead, Bobby. We'll do number
So
one.
no, but that's it. But I don't. That life's like Instagram.
Good point, Lunchbox. We get rejected all the time with our segments.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Like, we're the
yeah.
same
We
thing,
do get
dude.
rejected.
Yeah. We try.
But
So
do
we
you
get
know
like
how many
1%.
do you know how many segments I create that I don't even do that I reject myself?
You do?
Yeah, more than you guys do.
Oh.
Oh,
Mike and I both.
Man, if I had my own show, I wouldn't reject any of them.
Heck yeah. Everything I wanted to be on there, man.
Oh.
Okay. Anyway, enough.
Okay,
One day.
all
One
right.
day. But don't believe that everything you see online or everything that you hear from somebody is the truth. It's the version of the truth that people want you to see. So you're not seeing all the stuff that people aren't getting. You're just seeing the very few things that is going right for them. And then you assign in your mind, well, they must have everything going for them because that's all you see. It's the iceberg illusion.
Yeah.
You just see the tip of it and you're like, man, that's a huge iceberg. That's pretty cool. But then underneath it, you see all the massive ice that took thousands and thousands of years to grow.
Bigger than the tip.
Much bigger.
Way bigger.
That's absolutely, Eddie. Yeah.
The iceberg.
Uh-huh. The question is, will Taylor Swift be at the Super Bowl?
Well,
No.
will the Chiefs win?
Well, it's not even about that.
Oh, it's
Oh.
not?
So she has a show in Tokyo on Saturday, February 10th. The game is the very next day, February 11th in Las Vegas. And so Tokyo is ahead of Las Vegas by 17 hours. So she could leave right after, fly all that way, and get there just in time
Yeah.
from Glamour.
So, yeah.
Which she probably would do.
Yeah.
She would do.
All right, there you go. That's the news.
Those were Bobby's Big
Stories.
I wouldn't have watched this video had it not just popped up in my TikTok because I didn't know what it was. And I just see a guy like falling, like from the back of a crowd. I'm like, what is that? And then I read it, and then there was this company doing hey, company, get together. We're excited. And they were going to lower the president and the CEO down. It was and the cage opened and they fell out.
What?
I read about
in
this,
front
but
of
I
everybody.
didn't see it.
I didn't want to watch it.
And they.
I wouldn't have watched it. One of them died. One of them still in critical condition.
Yeah. Oof.
Oh.
So they were doing this theatric on stage. Hey, everybody get fired up. Here it comes. And then
This is in another country, right?
the guy's from Chicago, though,
Oh.
the CEO. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what's up. That sucked. And I wish I wouldn't have seen that video. But TikTok just warned me on that.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I was a little bit scarred on that
They
one.
never warn you.
No, they never warned me. So I saw that. I got a few of these stories I just grabbed because I was like, what? This 6-year-old kid took his toy guns to the airport and then set off everything. Because the guns are realistic looking, obviously.
Yeah.
So a portion of the incident was caught on cell phone video, which shows a visibly relieved police officer laughing while examining the firearms finally. But there's the kid in a red jacket who's 6 years old holding it in his hand. It looks like a real gun.
It does?
Yeah.
So did the parents not know he packed those, or they didn't think it'd be an issue because they're toys?
Probably didn't know.
Okay, yeah.
But I don't know what the parents thought.
Yeah.
But it does look really real. So that stinks for them. And then there's a kid in Kansas, 15 years old, slipped on ice. We had some crappy weather recently, Midwest and Southeast. And he slipped on the ice while he was holding a pair of pliers.
No.
He'll be okay. I want to tell you the end of it. He didn't die. But he was carrying the pliers. He slipped on ice, impaled himself right into his stomach.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
Like he fell and was like, huh? And then he looked in this hand. Oh, I can't even look at it anymore.
I don't want to see it.
They tried to pull him out a couple times. They're like a sword. What's something? They're like,
No, you're supposed to leave it
Leave
in.
it in.
Leave it in.
Don't
Leave
tell
it
me.
in.
I'm reading the story, guys.
I'm just telling you.
You're not
like,
supposed to pull it out?
No,
No.
like
Well,
sort of like if you get stabbed by a
They
knife.
tried to pull them
leave
out
it
a
in.
couple times. They didn't come out. So I called my mom and said, my pliers are inside of me.
Oh man, that's
No major surgery was necessary. And he did return home after a short hospital stay. That's from Live 5 News.
Well, that's lucky.
Dude, the pliers are in him. Like in his, if you go your belly button, go 5 inches over to the side, right into that. Luckily, it didn't tear something up.
Yeah.
Let me go over and take this call from Melissa because I am also curious about this. Melissa in Colorado, you're on the show. Hi.
Good morning.
Morning.
I have a question. I was wondering if you guys have an update about the scammer that was trying to find out. You guys were trying to find out if she was really scammed or if she got a real email to go down and meet you guys, have lunch with you guys.
I remember this. So we had a caller that said, remember her friend had purchased a package to come down and hang out with us, but we don't sell those packages. And so we were like, wow, did she get scammed and pay all this money? And if so, we hate that. We can hang out with you. Or is she scamming us?
Making up
She
a
never
scam.
paid any money.
Right.
And so we put the poll up online. Morgan, did most of our listeners feel like she was scamming us or that she got scammed?
No, most of them think that it's possibly a scam, though they do think we should give her the benefit of the doubt and look into her. But a lot of them were like, this is definitely a scam.
Benefit of the doubt, let her come.
No, look into her. Assume.
Don't rule it out.
Yeah,
assume it's a scam, but so this is.
Hey, we just either have to let her.
guilty
We either just have to let her.
until-
I'm not doing a background check,
Right.
so we just have to let her either come down or not.
Exactly.
And I have no problem with that, Scuba Steve. If you want to handle it,
That's fine, yeah.
Scuba's not pumped.
He does not sound happy.
Why do you think she's scamming us?
I don't know, even Morgan's response was kind of a little wishy-washy. Some were into it, some were not into it. They were not into it. They weren't into it.
Morgan part of the scam?
Exactly, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
just
She's
what the
influenced
listener-
by the audience.
Scam alert!
Exactly, because I saw a lot of comments that were anti this. They're like, no, she's a scam, blah, blah. I mean, I felt like more we should just move on and continue on like we forgot about it already.
That was not how Facebook responded. Listen, a lot of them did say scam, but a lot of them wanted us to give her the benefit of the doubt.
And I saw Instagram, they were anti it.
So
It's one platform. It's 4.
But Instagram's more honest.
Well, and there's a
Exactly.
reason too. There's a couple things. When someone's like, I'm sick and dying, I want to meet this artist, I don't ever get involved in those because I got burnt a couple times where the person wasn't sick and dying and I was tricked.
I tried that.
So I don't
Exactly.
I don't do those anymore. But so here, if this happens and we find out it was a scam afterward, we're just never going to let people in the studio again. But I do tend to believe her.
Yeah, and like, what if her friend really did spend that money?
If they want to come down, Scuba, here's the
terrible.
deal. She can come to the studio. We'll
Okay.
have Tim check her for weapons.
Okay.
And then she can come hang out for a bit in the studio, see what's up. We'd love to meet her. And then that's it. That'd be fun.
Sure, yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. Let's
Yeah,
do it.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, why don't we
reward
see
scammers.
bank statements from the person that got scammed?
Bank statements.
Then we
I'm
know if
not
it's real or not.
demanding bank statements.
I mean,
You could make a receipt. Like, you could
Exactly.
Photoshop anything.
Scuba does not want her here. I'll deal with this. All right. Thank you very much. Let me go to Hope in Nashville. This is regarding Chris Young and the whole where the cops are like, let me see your IDs.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know. And then they follow him to another place. And then
Chris touches them.
according to the police, Chris struck them, although it didn't look like a strike to me. I saw the
like a
video.
touch.
But also, you can't touch them. Yes, Hope.
Hi, friends. I just wanted to, his attorney put out a big statement yesterday, and it kind of, the story that you guys had only had half of it. And apparently what his attorney said yesterday was that Chris was at, Tin Roof, and ABC came in, and they were taking people's ID. But what was different about Chris's ID is they started taking pictures of his ID. Well, that alerted Chris and his people. So Chris followed him over to Big Dogs because they kept ignoring him the way. And he was like, well, why did you take a picture of my ID? And they kept ignoring him. So what you see when Chris is just sitting there waiting behind, as they do their job at Big Dogs, Chris continues to say, hey, man, can I talk to you? And they turn around, ignore him, and that's where you see Chris touch the guy's shoulder and the guy shove him to the ground. So there's, it's definitely, it's interesting when you see the video and the attorney's full story. It kind of makes more sense, of why he went over there. He was very alarmed by his photo on his ID getting taken and no one else was.
We ordered something for Target the other day, and the guy took a picture of my ID because he had to drop off the massager. I told you guys that, right?
Yeah.
What's that thing called?
A Theragun.
Theragun. So my wife ordered it. She goes, hey, gonna have a thing for Target coming by. I'm like, okay, cool. She goes, you have to be there, though, because it was like over 60 or 70 bucks or something. I'm like, all right. And the guy's like, hey, I have your thing. I need to see your ID. And I'm like, no problem. He goes, I need to take a picture of your ID. And I said, I'm Chris Young, and you're the TABC. Be careful.
It is weird when people do
weird.
that.
He had the picture of it, but I was like, you know what?
He's already got your address.
I did read in the affidavit though that they use an app to
That's what they
scan
used.
IDs.
That's what they used for my. It was he put it underneath it. It
That's it.
showed like. So you also can't grab a cop. If there's an issue, you have to go and like file something. You can't grab a cop. You just can't grab a cop.
Is it that he thought they were taking a picture and maybe they were using that app?
I don't know.
Probably.
Was he drunk? I don't know. I don't even know if he was drunk, but he was at a bar.
They said he had slurry.
I do every morning, and I'm not drunk. All right, Hope. I appreciate that call. Thank you for shedding some light on a situation that we have always claimed to know nothing about.
All right. Thank you. Love you guys.
All right, thank
Bye.
you. We appreciate that. All right, you guys can call us if you want. 877-77-BOBBY. 877-77-BOBBY.